Hello, Seekers. Thank you for joining me as together we seek mystery and adventure. So, this is going to be episode 2 of the Bleak Threshold. We are starting off in room number 9, the audience hall of the Necro Lords. We've decided to proceed up the black marble stairs and enter into this room here. It says that it's grand and bordered by elaborate gargoyles. Every footstep echoes in the outer reaches of the larger chamber. The ceiling sweeps upwards in a wide dome. It and the walls around it are all carved with gargoyles, hundreds of them. They clamber over each other, clawing and scratching in stillness, fighting towards the apex. From that place of honor at the very top, a single stone skull grins down. In the Valorian ascendancy, mortality was the one true king. So we see that skull on the ceiling. Its eyes gleam with wicked intent, and as it turns out, also with necrosis beams. When you enter this room, and at the end of any combat round here, make an athletics check or suffer 2d6 necrotic damage. Ouch, that's pretty tough. So we do need to go ahead and do an athletics check right now. And so we have the athletics of 47. Not great, but I think we can pass some of these checks. But we're going to be doing a lot of these athletics checks. $75. Well, we're not going to pass that one. So we will take 2d6 necrotic damage here. Oh, and we got a very lucky roll. The 1 is going to be 0, a 2 is going to be 1. We are only going to take 1 damage. And our toughness will be down to 17. Okay, so what do we have next here? The mournful husk of Sir Karthus, last of the Necro Lords. An armored undead in a heavy cloak kneels in the center of the room, praying in a low, rasping voice. When you enter, he stands. My kingdom may have been stolen by those upstarts, but they misunderstood the nature of the Necropolis. It sends people like you to me, so that I might kill them and grow stronger, so that I might rise and put the fear of Kalatha into those newborn brats on the surface. For more details on Sir Karthus, see page 47. Okay, so we have a combat here with Sir Karthus, and there are some different rules for how the combat could play out. But the first thing we need to do is turn to page 47. So Sir Karthus, last of the Necro Lords, a minor Valorian royal and one of the last sapient remainders of his culture. Karthus grieves for what he has personally lost and for what the new masters of the Necropolis have taken from him. So there's just going to be 1 of him. He has a health of 12. He has 1 armor in all body parts, 40 combat, 40 magic resistance. He is undead. He has ruthlessness of 2, so that's going to mean 3 turns. Every time his turn comes up, he's going to have 3 turns. And then he also has tense diplomacy, which we need to see below. So this is a unique trait. At the end of every round, make an impossible reason check. On a success, the fight ends and Sir Karthus yields. So we have a reason of 10. So we really can't do anything there. Other than just rolling to try to mark it for leveling up. But with an impossible check, there's no way we'll ever be able to pass that. So that's really a major weakness of Jedd. So this is going to be possibly a sign of things to come with how difficult this fight could be. All right, so Sir Karthus has a health of 12, so we'll go ahead and use a d12 to denote his health here. And we are going to need to roll for the initiative. So he only has 30, so not too high. And he has rolled a 30, and we have rolled 68, so we did not actually pass that, and he will be going first. So already a pretty tough start here. And once again, with the ruthlessness of 2, that's going to be 3 turns for him. So I will actually roll 3d6 for Sir Karthus here. Okay, so we've got his rolls here. A 2, a 4, and a 6. So we'll start off with the 2. And that is going to be "O Shadows of 1,000 Graves, Come to Me," which is magical. So Sir Karthus dredges up ghosts like sediment. Succeed on an easy magic resistance check or suffer D4 necrotic damage and become dazed and frightened until the end of the round. Okay, so we have an easy magic resistance check. So with an easy check, we get plus 10, which is going to put us at 90. So that's going to be, should be pretty easy to pass that. So let's see. I don't want to tempt fate here by saying it's easy, but... Okay, 50. So we will pass this magic resistance check, and that's going to take care of his first attack. And now his next attack is going to be, as the blacksmith beats the steel. This is a physical attack. So Sir Karthus lays into you, substituting finesse for raw power. He makes a melee attack, dealing 3d6 bludgeoning damage on a hit. If this hits you more than once during the same round, on each subsequent hit, you must make a demanding endurance check or be knocked prone. Okay, so he won't get to do this again because he only rolled this attack once. But let's see if we can defend here. So 24, that's going to be a good roll for us, and he has rolled 81, which even with his attacker bonus of 50 is going to put him over. So we will pass that check there. And that's going to take care of his second attack. And now his third attack, the Aeon's Whirl, and Yet I Remain. So Sir Karthus ruminates on his place in the universe. He recovers 1 health and adds d6 arcane damage to his next attack. Okay, so his health is already maximum, so he's not going to recover anything. But he will add d6 arcane damage to his next attack. Add that, we'll just put that he is going to have another, put another d6 over here for him. Okay, so now we're going to roll for our combat, and what attack am I going to do here? Oh, and also we do have the special rule here, which I believe is going to be at the start of every round. Oh, at the end of any combat round, we need to make an athletics check or suffer 2d6. Okay, so we do need to make another athletics check again right now. And 76, so we did not pass. So again, we will have 2d6 necrotic damage, which is 1 is going to be 0, and 3 we're going to take 1. So we will have another 1 damage here, going down to 16. Actually, I think when we successfully defended, I now have the counter shock ability. So if you successfully parry an attack, you send a shockwave through your weapon, dealing d6 air damage to your opponent. So I forgot to take that into account. So we're going to need to roll d6 air damage for Sir Karthus here. So 3, that's going to be 1. And because that is air damage, that will ignore armor. So that is going to bring him down to 11. But because he had the Aeon's Whirl, that did heal him for 1 health, so he is still back to 12. But I didn't want to forget that step there. Make sure that I'm following these steps as closely as I can. Okay, so let's begin our round here. We're going to roll for combat, and I think the best thing I can do is probably going to be a precision strike. And just aim for the head here. So let's see if we can do that. 25, and he has rolled a 61, so we will succeed on our attack there. And so we're going to roll for a critical hit, which is going to be 2d6 and 4d4. Okay. So we have 2 damage and 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will be 7 with the modifier. So we're going to have a total of 7 damage, and he will resist one of those with the armor, and it's going to be a total of 6 damage, which is going to bring him down to 6. So exactly half of his total of 12 there. Get all these dice out of here and get ready for the next rounds. Okay, so now we are on to Sir Karthus' attack, but I think again, do I need to do the endurance check again? Okay, at the end of every combat round. So at the end of Sir Karthus' round, or at the end of Sir Karthus' turn that's coming up, we're going to need to roll it again. So basically, at the end of every turn for Sir Karthus, we'll need to roll that. Okay, let's roll his attacks. So he got a 2 and 2 6s. And I'm not happy to see the 6s because that means he's going to be healing and adding damage. But let's start with the 2, the Shadow of 1,000 Graves. Again, this one is a magical attack, and this is an easy magical resistance, so we get a +10 bonus here. 37, so that's no problem. And now 2 times he's going to do the Aeon's Whirl, which means he's going to recover 2 health, which is going to bring him to 8. And he is going to add another 2 more d6 damage to his attack. So these d6s are really adding up here. So I'll just put those there for right now. I'm going to actually have to record those somewhere. So I do have a combat sheet here. So let's say that right now he has a +3 d6 bonus to attack. Okay, so now it's going to be our turn, and again we're going to go for the precision strike. So let's roll for combat. 28, and Sir Karthus has rolled an 89. We will succeed, and once again we'll go for the 2d6 and 4d4 roll for the critical damage. Get all the dice here. So that is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with the modifier, and that he is going to take a total of 6 damage, which will bring him down to 2. So we actually could have killed him there if he had not rolled 2 of these last round. So all right, so hopefully he doesn't get to use his attack bonus, because that could hurt pretty badly. All right, so now Sir Karthus will get to roll for his turn. Oh, and I forgot again to do the endurance check. So we need to do an endurance check. All right, 65. So again we have, athletics check. So again we have failed the athletics check, and we're going to need to roll 2d6 for that. Let's get some d6s here. Ooh, now this one is going to hurt. That's going to be 4 damage, I believe. Yep, so it's going to be 4 damage. That'll bring us down to 12. So we are not having any luck whatsoever with these athletics checks. Time for Sir Karthus. And 2, 4, and 6. So he has 1 of every attack here. So we'll start off with the 2. So again, we make the easy magic resistance check here. And oops, that's going to be the wrong die there. But we'll just say it's a 99. So that is actually going to be a fumble. What is a fumble going to give us on a magic resistance check? I know that there is... So the character succumbs to the full force of the magical influence, experiencing the worst possible outcome of the attack. They receive double damage, or its consequences last twice as long. Alright, so this is going to be double damage. And he also has the 3d6 bonus, so this is going to be d4 necrotic damage, and become dazed and frightened until the end of the round. So it's going to be 2 rounds, and it's going to be 2d4, and I guess it's going to be 6d6. Yikes. Oh, this is going to be bad. Okay, so 2d4 and 6d6, and I'll probably have to roll the d6s. I guess it will apply because it's supposed to double everything. Alright, so I'll have to roll this first, and then we'll add in some more d6s. Okay, so we got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 damage right there, and I need to roll 2 more d6s. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9. That's going to be 9 damage. And we are also dazed and frightened. So let's record the 9 damage here. We'll be down to 3 toughness. So getting pretty low there. And we are also dazed and frightened, which means that we cannot initiate attacks. So things are looking really, really bad right here. We were doing quite well. I think that he still has these 2 attacks here. So he's going to do the as the blacksmith beats the steel. So we need to we're going to have a -20 to all of our checks, and then so let's go ahead and do the roll for combat here and see if we can resist this attack here. And so we got 67, he got 61. With the -20, that's going to give us a score of... Oh, so my base skill here is 80. I made a new character sheet, I forgot to write that in. So it's going to give us 80. We also have +10 when parrying. So 90, so bring that our base skill would be 70. So 67 is going to be okay to defend against this attack here. Let's see, with the counter shock, we can now do the d6 air damage to Sir Karthus here. So if we can actually get 2 damage, this would be enough to finish it here. So let's see. All right, 3. So we only got 1 damage. Oh man, if only we could have got 2 there. All right, so now he is going to do the Aeon's Whirl, and he will recover 1 health, so he will be back to 2. He is also going to get, he is going to have the 1d6 damage bonus now for the next time. Okay, now so for now we also need to pass the athletics. We need to pass the athletics check for being in this room here. So let's see if we can do that. And we got a 20, so we actually will pass this time, finally. So now it's the start of our turn, so we cannot initiate attacks, and We're also going to have minus 22 our checks, but we could pass a resolve check to remove the frightened condition. So let's see if we can pass a resolve check. 22, so we have passed the resolve check. And I don't know if resolve has a critical success. Let's see if it does. Yes, it does. So we have unwavering will. The character displays exceptional mental fortitude and resilience, resisting the pressures of the situation, and we're going to recover D4 plus 1 sanity. D4, and it's a 1, so 2, so we're going to recover 2 sanity here, which we can't because we're already over our maximum. But that's pretty cool there. I've never had the critical success on a resolve check before. Okay, so, but now we are still dealing with the problem of being dazed, which is that we cannot initiate an attack. So if we can use a fragment, I don't know if we can use a fragment. Now this one, like for example, the cracked monocle, that says as a standard action. So I'm guessing that you cannot do the standard action, but it does say that you can't initiate attack. So I think I'm going to have to try to verify what this is going to be. After verifying in the latest 1.5 PDF, it says that a dazed character cannot initiate attack. So I think that we can still perform a standard action, but maybe I'll try to verify that again by checking the Discord. So after consulting the Ker Nethalas Discord, I got some help in there from the fine folks of the Discord, and I think the best thing to do would be to use the mirror fragment, because this cracked monocle here, it's really quite borderline if this would be considered an attack or not, and it does seem to imply that there's kind of an attack going on by like locking eyes with the target, and of course the fact that it deals damage. So I'm gonna go with the jagged mirror here. And what that's going to allow me to do is create illusory duplicates to distract our enemy here, Sir Karthus, and we're going to get plus 30 to all defensive checks for the next 4 rounds. So that might help us stay alive a little bit here. So we'll use the mirror, and we are going to get plus 30 to all defensive checks for the next 4 rounds. And I believe that would also apply to magic resistance as well, but I think that's all that we can do on our turn. So now Sir Karthus is going to have his turn. So he has rolled 2 6s, which we don't like to see, and he also has the 3. So he is going to make a physical attack again here. And really with, I'm noticing that with the way that his attacks go, it's probably, unlike with a lot of enemies, it's probably not good to roll all of these at once, because it's going to affect the order of how his attacks are going to come out. So I think we're just going to have to roll one at a time. So I will re-roll his attacks. So he's going to do the Shadows of a Thousand Graves, which is the magical attack. So we need to pass an easy magical resistance check here, which is 92. That would bring it down to an 82. But we also have plus 30 to all defensive checks. Okay, but I think that's not going to apply to the roll. So we will still yeah, we're not going to pass that. So that was a very unlucky high roll there. So we're now going to be frightened again. Being dazed will continue again. Of course, it was going to continue anyway because of the first time. So we're going to have D4 necrotic damage here again. Okay, so that's going to be 1 damage. So we're down to 2. So we're going to roll for his next roll here. Okay, 4. So this is going to be the physical attack again. And we'll need to see if we can make a physical resistance check here. And also need to roll for the hit location as well, which I'll do after this. So 27, 56. He's got 50 with the bonus, so he will actually not succeed here. And we will defend that. And also, he is going to take D6 for our counter shock. So let's roll a D6 here. 5. So he will take 2 damage. That's going to drop him down to 1. Thanks to the counter shock there. Unfortunately, it did not kill him, but he's very close. Okay, so now we'll roll his next attack. A 4. So he's going to do the physical attack again. Now, if we can defend this, we can kill him here because the counter shock again will do the work for us. So the counter shock is really going to save our life here if we can pass this check, which again we do have a plus 30. So that's basically giving us 110 base skill. And yeah, so with a 5 we would pass it, but he has rolled a 29, or sorry, a 26, which is going to be within his skill score there. So he did make a successful attack and he hit 19. So that's going to be to the head. So he hit us in the head. So unfortunately he gets a critical hit here. So that's going to be 6d6 as well as a +1. So that's going to be 7d6. And yeah, I don't have enough d6 for that. Let's see how many d6 I got here. I got 5, so we'll do 5 first. And it's going to be 2 damage, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Oops, I don't need to roll that many. I need to roll 2 more, so let's roll 2 more. So 1 and a 4, so that's going to be another 1 more damage. So it's going to give him a total of 7 damage. So we are going to be at 0 toughness, and then also we will take 5 damage to health. We'll go down to 11 here. Okay, so we're at 11, and we also need to, so that's the end of his round, but we need to make the athletics check. And we have frightened again, so we also have -20 to all of our checks. So we do not pass that, and that's going to be a d6. 6, so that's 2. And that's the damage for being in the room here, with this room. So we are now down to 9. And at the start of our turn, we need to pass a resolve check if we want to remove the frightened. So let's see if we can pass a resolve check here. 43. So we have -20 to all checks. So that's only going to be a 23. So, or no, sorry, that would be to our skill. So we only have a skill of 24. So this is not going to be a good enough roll here. And again, we are dazed, so we cannot initiate any attacks. And I don't have anything else on my belt. Now I could use a standard action to put a potion on my belt. So we used up the mirror last time. So let's go ahead and get rid of the mirror. And I believe the best thing I can do here is to, well, I can just use a standard action to use a potion. And we can see if the potion will do anything for us. So we're going to go ahead and use a potion. And this is courage. We can immediately remove the frightened condition. Okay. But we do need to roll on the potion aging table. Okay, so we're going to roll on the potion aging table. And we have a 15. So the potion is going to work as intended. Alright, so the potion will remove frighten for us. And that's going to be the end of our turn using that potion there. So once again, we are still dazed. And now we will move to Sir Karthus's turn. And again, we're going to roll 1 at a time because I think that's going to be more accurate to how his attacks need to play out. So 5, he's going to have the Aeon's Whirl, so he will heal up to 2. His bonus is going to reset back to 1 because he had just used it last time. All right. And now 2, so he is going to do the magical attack. So let's see if we can resist it. 54. So our magical resistance is going to be at 80, and then I believe it would be at 110 with the defense bonus, which we now have 3 rounds remaining. We do not have frightened, so there's no more minus 20 check penalty there with frightened, so we will resist his attack. And now we'll roll again for his final attack, which is going to be the blacksmith attack. And once again, if we can get a good roll here, maybe we can finish him off with the counter shock. So 64, so he has rolled above his skill, which would be 50 now. We have rolled 48, which is going to be a successful parry. And so the hit location is not going to matter. Okay, so now we can roll d6 for his counter shock. Now, if we can roll a 5 or a 6, we will finish him here. So let's get a 5 or a 6. Come on, 5 or a 6. 3, no. So he's going to receive 1 damage again, but it is going to be our turn. And once again, we are still dazed. We're going to be dazed for this turn. At the next round, we will not be dazed. And we also, once again, need to make the athletics check. Uh, 12. Okay, so we will pass the athletics check. That's great. All right, so I think the best thing we can do again here is we can use a potion. So I will take a standard action to use a potion. And we're going to, this is a coagulate, so we can immediately remove the bleeding condition. And once again, we'll need to roll on the potion aging chart to see how this is going to affect us. Okay, so this is a 6, so the potion has lost its potency and there is no effect. Okay, that's fine because we are not bleeding, so we're not really too worried about that anyway. Now, Sir Karthus is going to start his turn. And first he has rolled a 2, so once again we need to make the magical resistance check. 15, that's fine, we will pass that. And also, once again, we are now down to 2 rounds of our defense here. Alright, second attack for Sir Karthus is going to be the blacksmith attack. Now again, we can maybe finish in here with the counter shot. 61 and 22. So he has rolled another critical hit. Oh man. Now this would be a successful attack for us, but another critical hit. So what he's going to do here is going to be 76. And yeah, I only have 5, so we'll roll 5 first. And that's going to be 4 damage, 5, 6. That's going to be 6 damage. And 7, 8. That's going to be 8 damage. So we are now at 1 toughness. And those critical hits are really, really killing us. So now let's go to the last attack here. It's going to be the blacksmith attack again. So once again, we might have a chance here to finish him if we can not get critically hit and defend this. So let's see what happens. 55. Okay, so 55. That's going to give us a critical attack, or sorry, a critical hit. And he with 29. Or sorry, that's not a critical. That's a critical defense. But anyway, that would be cool if you could get like a double to the counter shock if you have a critical parry, but I don't see. Now for a dodge, you can have a critical dodge, but for parry, I don't see anything. But anyway, we are successful with the 55. We are successful there, and so now we can have him do the. We can do the counter shock, and it's gonna be 1d6, 4. That's gonna be 1 damage, and he is defeated while we have 1 health remaining. Wow. What a crazy fight. Countershock, wow, Countershock really saved our life. There's absolutely no way that we could complete that without Countershock. So let's see what happens at the end of this combat. Okay, so he didn't survive, so we actually killed him. Now, if we had passed that resolve check, we might have been able to, we would have been able to keep him as like a companion, as an ally. But looks like he is just dead, so he will be gone. So yeah, he's just dead and he's gone. Okay, but we do get to collect some experience and spoils here. So let's look at that. Where was he at again? Okay, so we're gonna roll on the spoils table, and let's take a look at our spoils. So we get a mundane item, and we're gonna get D4 cooking supplies. That's a rather meager haul for such a difficult, for a Necrolord, but hey, you know, we got some cooking supplies from a Necrolord, so it is what it is, right? We're going to add 50 experience. So we're up to 270, and we can also roll to recover some toughness here. And I'll just get a 1, of course. Alright, so we have 1 health and 1 toughness. And I think we're going to want to immediately camp. I don't know what else is going on in the room here, but I'm hoping that we can immediately camp, because if something goes on in the room, we're probably going to be dead. Alright, so the only thing else to do really is to choose which room we want to go into. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to immediately take a camp here. When we start in the next episode, we will start with camping. And yeah, very happy that Jedd is still alive. Countershock is a great ability. If you are running a Stormbrand, definitely get Countershock. Thanks for watching.